myself being born. The animal shapes creatures that you guys will see are going to represent the different stages of my life moving forward. And my final design, when I get to all 22 hoops, is going to represent the person I have become and the goals for my future. You're going to see a very special design. You guys may have already seen it here before. It's going to look like a tail or a bridge or a ladder. That design was actually created by our father, Dallas Treefeagle, who is actually the reason in which we learned this style of dance. Hoop dance is actually a tradition that was almost lost in this area here. My father, our father, a few other individuals helped to bring this tradition back. When he was 13 years old, he saw a hoop dancer at Seven Falls in Colorado Springs, and right then and there he decided he wanted to learn this style of dance and help to bring it back. So since then he has taught many others how to hoop dance, including ourselves. So that's why we've been dancing for most of our lives. So I'll actually be starting with that first hoop to represent myself, and like I said, this is the story of my life. So you'll see that special design in there, that tail, that bridge, that ladder. It's going to represent our father's influence on our lives. We're able to pass down the tradition on down to us. I'd also like to mention to you all here today that hoop dancing is actually a male-dominated form of dance. So it's very rare to see a hoop dancer at all, but even more rare to see a female hoop dancer. That is why it was such an incredible thing that my sister Jasmine here, she actually became one of the first females, first women to win at that World Hoop Dance competition. I do want to acknowledge her one more time, give her a round of applause. Very thankful to have her here with us today. I'll be dancing to some music that is by a drum group called Black Bear. I did mention that we're going to take any questions throughout this show. This is going to be your chance, your one opportunity here today, because when I get done hoop dancing, going to be out of breath. That's going to be the end of the show. So what do you guys think? Anybody have any questions? Yes, you got a question? Absolutely. So with our hoops, the traditional materials, we use wooden hoops, different kinds of tree, different kinds of wreaths, other kinds of plants. In this area here, willow tree works really well for making those hoops, but all depending on what you have available in your area, in your environment that you can use. Now these ones here, we actually hand make ourselves as well, but instead, we go hunting for our materials at the hardware store. When we do hand make these ourselves as well, they do last a lot longer than those traditional hoops, which is why most hoop dancers will usually use these contemporary ones. It does take over an hour or so to make each and every single hoop, so it does take a lot of time even going to the creation of those hoops. Any other questions that we have out here today? Hey, good question, good question. Yes, you have a question. Yeah, the regalia. So my outfit here, we call this a regalia. Can I have everybody here please say regalia? Regalia. You know, we often find when it comes to our culture, it's one of those things that we don't really know until we know, you know? A lot of times it's like that. So we do come across it sometimes where someone will use the word costume. I do want to use this as a teaching opportunity. That word costume, we actually don't really like that word costume. It reminds us of Halloween, of fictional characters. You know, this is who we are. It represents our identity. So we'll call this something like an outfit, or our word for it is we would say regalia. So can I have everybody say that one more time? Regalia. And next time you see someone dressed up as this, you see them wearing the regalia, you say regalia. Oh, they're going to really think you know what you're talking about. You use that word. That's the word we use, all right? Now, the regalia that we're wearing here today, a lot of times we do wear handmade regalia. We might use traditional materials, which are more natural materials, or we might use contemporary materials. You know, things like the fabric, metal, things like the glass beads. Keep in mind that our people are not frozen in time. We do adapt, evolve, and change, and with that comes the use of new materials. So that's why you might notice some of the bright colors of fabrics here. Or anytime you come across the glass beads. Glass beads are all contemporary to our culture as well. We've only been using those here on the plains since about the 1850s, okay? But certainly does still represent our culture and represent who we are. As you guys see, I'm wearing the color red. The reason why I'm wearing this color red is because I saw myself in a dream wearing red. So I took that as a sign that should always be a part of what I'm wearing when I dance. The color red to our Lakota people does represent direction of north, does represent strength, does represent power. As a buffalo is able to head straight on into that storm, into that strong winds, able to face that head on, we want to do that with any problems that come up into our lives as well, face that head on. So it represents strength, represents power. So good question. Also, I want to let you guys know, a long time ago we could tell what tribe someone was from based on what they're wearing. And that's something that we can still do today, based on the colors, the designs, the different parts of our regalia. So someone sees what we're wearing, they'll go, wow, you're Lakota or you're Dakota, okay? Anybody else here have a question? Okay, yes, you have a question?
Is there significance to the colors of the rings?
Yeah, there's significance to the colors. So it's all going to be up to the hoop dancer in which how they decorate themselves or how they decorate their hoops. We have special meaning in that. As you'll see, I'll be dancing with all different colors here today, going to represent all different relatives, everything in nature. And as I come together at the end, you're going to see me make what looks like a ball. To me, that's going to represent all directions, all people, all walks of life, all coming together to represent unity in our differences. Anybody else here have a question? Okay. All right, so please do allow me a few minutes here today with some great questions. Do thank you all for that here today. This will be the last and final thing we'll be doing. It's my hoop dance performance. So please do allow me a minute to get my hoop set up here today. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the mic on over here to my sister. She'll go ahead and tell you guys a little bit more about herself and her travels and her experiences and her family. All right? So thank you all again. My name is Star Chief Eagle. Give it up for Star Chief Eagle, my little sister. You know, I remember when she was first born, and her and I are 10 years apart. And so when she was born, we used to travel as a family all over the United States, performing for different schools and different functions and conferences. And, you know, when she was a baby, how we got her comfortable with coming out and hoop dancing and getting familiar with our family tradition was we actually had a walker that we brought her out in, and we put her in her walker and gave her a little bitty hoop that was just big enough for her to chew on. And then she would just kind of wander around while we were all dancing on the dance floor. And you know, for us, this is a way of life. You know, it's not just a show or a presentation, but one of the things that I was taught is, you know, when you are a hoop dancer, you have roles and responsibilities that come along with it, and it's part of your everyday life. And you know, even with my children, I'm a mother of 5 beautiful children. My oldest is going to college in 3 days. And she actually got signed to play basketball for Gillette, Wyoming, so I'm super excited. And thank you. I'm a very proud mother. And so, you know, how we teach our children is by giving them that opportunity and giving them that education, taking them out there and saying, this is your opportunity to showcase your style of dance. You know, and by taking them to powwows and gatherings, and having that influence, even if they don't have the influence on an everyday basis, that's okay, because you can still take them to different gatherings throughout the year. As long as they get that opportunity to really see what it's about, the dancing, the music, you know, and as Star's dancing here, you're gonna notice with that heartbeat, it's the heartbeat of our nation. You know, that drum is very sacred. And in our Dakota culture, females they're very powerful. A lot of things came from our females. And little do people know that our females are the ones who actually would put the TVs up and take them down when we would move camp. And they would also, you know, we got the drum from a female. And, you know, these are things that as Dakota women that we remember to teach our young females that are up and coming. Even in this hoop dance, it's very important. So this is Star Chief Eagle and her hoop dance. Let's welcome her out onto the floor. And we want to thank you. We want to thank you all here today.